Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel for The Successful Mentalist. As already you've probably seen, I'm actually joined by none other than the amazing co-host on the podcast, which is Aidan O'Sullivan today.
Hello, this is an absolute honor to be on the platform talking to you guys. It's great.
I know, you're so used to just staying behind out of the camera where people can't see you, but now people can see you, your actual person. They can see you are and see the multitude of books like you actually read in the background, which, spoiler alert, that might actually link into one of the future episodes that you're going to see on this YouTube channel. But the whole reason why I got you here today, and guys, what I want to talk about is motivation. And we're currently living in a world where everything's been flipped upside down. We're living in a world where there's a lot of challenges, you've got to do a lot of diversification to keep your businesses afloat, like changing every day. And I speak to a lot of magicians, ones who I work very closely with and ones which are just kind of friends, and then people who just randomly get in contact. And there seems to be a common trend across the board, and everyone's motivation seems to be down. It's always, I can't get the gigs, I can't do this, I don't think this is going to work. And it seems, you know, understandable why people's motivation is down because of the situation, but it doesn't have to be, which is why I've got Aidan here today. Because Aidan, if you haven't have guessed already, he is the mindset guru on the Successful Mentalist podcast. And he actually has a company called Stop Existing, which is dedicated to intentional living. So with that in mind, Aidan, a big direct question, which you can answer to help the viewers. What do they do when they've lost motivation?
This is a big one. This is a big one. When you crack this one, everything's going to be unhinged. You're literally going to have a brand new potential. I just want to say quick thanks for Stop Existing. That's a shameless plug. But yes, my mission over there very quickly is quite simply to help people realize that it is incredibly simple to achieve and live the life that you've always dreamed of. My mission over there is to do that. And one of the first big things that we're going to be talking about over there is actually building in this passion. So it's perfect. So we're going to talk to you about that today in this YouTube episode. Passion. It's a huge intrinsic motivator for a lot of people. And when things like 2020 happen, we all get that sort of knocked down. We're no longer comfortable doing what we're doing. We've lost the drive. We're no longer motivated. And I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not here to full on Tony Robbins you. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just going to try and explain the easiest way to get unlimited motivation. And that's through sort of reshaping what it means to be passionate about something. So we all kind of get into this art of magic, mentalism, mind reading, whatever you want to do. We get into that because it's something that we're passionate about. It's something that we've got an interest in. And when you explore on an interest enough, it becomes a passion. So in this case, we've all jumped in, we're all passionate. And one of the things that we that keeps that passion alight is when we sort of ride those highs really high and we're like performing on stage and we're alive and we love the feeling, we get the applause cues, like all of that. It's fantastic. And it sort of fills our ego and keeps that motivation in there for the passion. But you don't really get that in a Zoom performance. You don't get the applause. You don't get the massive, yes, well done, this is amazing. You don't really get that because you can't hear it. You might be able to see it, but you can't really hear it. And that really sort of plays with people. And as Ashley mentioned, that we've been speaking to a lot of people who have lost this motivation and they've just no longer got this drive, and they've done a few online shows and they've just lost that drive, and they're just really not there because they're not getting all of those highs and hitting those highs. So it makes the lows even lower. Like you're jumping around everywhere and you're just stuck in this chaos of 1 minute I'm fabulous, next minute I'm terrible. So the situation here is that we're going to reshape the way that you think about passion. So passion, we've established what it is and where it comes from. Now we rely on this. We rely on this to keep us going. Passion is something that we lean into, and we like what keeps us going every minute is because we're so passionate about magic. We're happy to learn new tricks. We're happy to develop new material. We're happy to present or learn a new show. That's what the passion does. But when we get those lows, it knocks the passion directly. So I want you to either do two things. One, outsource the passion. Give it to somebody else in any way that you can so that you're just doing your job in that sense. Now, I realize that sounds absolutely terrible, and a lot of listeners aren't going to want to like outsource what they're interested in.
Can you elaborate on that, like what you mean there?
Yeah, I mean, I think really it comes down to, okay, you're passionate about the art, but what is your job within the art? Are you here for are you here to develop the material? Are you here to really change and put a new dynamic into the art and really evolve it in that sense? Or are you here because it's something that resonates with you and you're really good at the business of magic? Maybe that's your direction. Everything else, get rid of, get to somebody else. For the performance stuff, if that's not your thing, get consultants, get people who can really work with you and consult on your material, consult on your shows, consult on your presentation of magic and mentalism. Give it to them, let them help you in that field so you can focus on the business. And likewise, like, get some business coaches, get people who are really prepared to, like, agents are a great one as well, which I know that actually you've got more experience in. But giving it away, that means you can then just focus on the important stuff, the stuff that you're truly passionate about. Does that make sense?
It does, and this actually rings true with, like, obviously, like, YouTube creators. For example, Mr. Beast. I think he put out something a long time ago, saying that, like, there's certain things he doesn't like to do, so he lets other people do them. This is what we talk about all the time, and it goes back to, like, the highest leverage task. Like, what is the thing that's going to make the most difference? What is this thing that you most enjoy? Like, where is your value? That's the important thing. And all these little things, which admin, finding the gigs, maybe the business stuff, you don't enjoy it, like, giving it to someone else. I suppose another question for you really is, people stuck in that frame of mind and saying, this is all well and good, but I can't get out there. And they're so negative, and not in a bad way. And this is like, you know, if there's people watching now, I'm not saying like, oh, you're so negative, you're just grumpy all the time. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, like, you're caught up in that frame of mind where that negativity is just there. And although you're saying this, Aidan, although it kind of resonates, like, they're like, well, I don't have the money to outsource this to other people. And yeah, you're saying find this passion and do the things I enjoy, but what's the point? It's just going to change down the line. Like, I'm trying to think from their point of view. What would you say to that?
Yeah, so this is the interesting second sort of shift that we want to make. So we've already spoken about outsourcing the passion, so you can really just focus on that. But for people who aren't comfortable doing that yet, or who perhaps the people who aren't able to do that, or it just doesn't really make sense or resonate with them, that's perfectly fine, because it doesn't with me. This is just a technique that I know that a lot of other people use. Instead, the technique that I use is I actually take a step back away from the passion and look at myself in a bigger picture. And I actually get what's known as like a purpose, an MTP. So Peter Diamandis and Stephen Kotler and the likes of those names, they refer to an MTP as a massively transformative purpose. So this is like the big, bold, ambitious goal that you're going to really strive towards. Sounds a bit impossible because it's just so massive, but it gives you a target point to chase. For example, anybody that's been to our homepage on our website, thesuccessfulmentalist.com, you'll see that ours is plastered straight there. We want you to know this. So we want to improve the quality of life for all magicians across the globe by 2040 through the delivery of our transformational teaching in the business, performance, mindset sectors, as you already know. That's our mission. Big, bold, crazy mission. Every magician on the globe, magician, mentalist, all under that same branch. That's our MTP. And what I'm saying is, you don't need to go so absolutely huge in that respect for your entertainment industry and your entertainment performances, but it helps. Okay. And what I mean by that is, that's what you're chasing. Instead of chasing the next thing to fuel your passion, instead passion becomes a secondary driving force, because you're trying to do something much bigger than you're capable of. And in the 4-hour work week, and there's been loads of other studies about this, the bigger the goals and the scarier the goals, the more impossible the goals, the more attainable they actually are from a psychological perspective, which is crazy, right? And the reason is quite simply because when it's in reach, when it's something that you can do, for example, I don't know, maybe you gig enough. Say, we'll take the example of somebody that gigs and passively gets maybe 3 gigs a month. That's a nice number. But if they say, well, my MTP is to get 4 gigs a month. Well, that's easy enough to do. You just get another sort of client for the most part. But when you upscale that to making it something much, much bigger, like 100 gigs a month, it forces you to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? What are the high leverage tasks, like Ashley just mentioned? What's the big thing that you're going to be able to chase and do to get that to happen? And that's what we really want in the entertainment world. We want you to be able to go for something much bigger, much more ambitious, so that when you're chasing this, you chase that instead of, oh yeah, I just want to, oh, magic. I'm really passionate about magic. I just want to do magic.
It's that, but then there's also the point of, like, say another example. Oh, I really wish that I could get on TV. That's what a lot of magicians say. But it's actually quite easy to get on TV. Albeit, like, you might not have a full series, but to actually submit a clip, I mean, heck, it happened to me. Like, I didn't put any work in. And if that is your big goal, and you think, oh, I've got this big goal, I just want to be on TV, and then it happens, and you've achieved it, you're then at this place of, and now what? And there's this kind of emptiness, and it's like, where do I go? You've not got any direction because your goal was actually quite achievable, and it's like, now you've hit the end of the road, and it's like, not you're lost in that sense.
Yeah. I think this is a really important distinction to make when we're setting goals for ourselves as people. We're going to talk about people here, not magic. We're talking people. We'll loop it around. So when we're setting goals, the big problem that we make is that we focus on the end points and those stepping stones, like being on TV or having a specific series. They're going to help you along the way. They're going to guide you all the way up to that MTP. They're going to guide you up that ladder. But if they are that ladder, and that is like what the thing is, it's like you chase that, you're going to get to this end point, and then you'll hit that passion drop. Like, and I would argue it's one of the reasons that 2020 has screwed over so many magicians, because we're chasing these end goals. Like, we need XYZ gigs a month so that we can make XYZ money, so that whatever the case may be, regardless, we chase those end goals. And when one thing gets in the way, it derails everything. So what you need to do, and this is the simple solution, is that you need to set these goals with the intention of growing, of learning, of actually achieving something in the process, so that the end goal is just to check the box and say, yes, I learned. For example, just to give a quick example, next year, actually a better example, you spoke about it earlier, like writing like books and kind of things like that. The book isn't the point. Like, if he was to release a book, the book isn't the goal. It's the checkbox to say, yes, I've done this. But what you're actually doing is you're learning how to write. You're learning how to weave stories. You're learning how to share information. You're learning so much more in the process. And when that's your focus, because it's aligned up with your passion and further up to your MTP, you're set the whole journey, and you can never lose motivation, and it becomes unlimited.
That's it. And very quickly, like, I think these are some really, really key points, which I want to recap just at the end of this video, so people can just quickly go, bang, that's exactly what I need to do. I've got my motivation back. Yeah, let's go. To get an MTP, this is something which people are going to be asking now. Okay, how do I set my MTP? And they're going to be thinking, oh, maybe let's go for a bigger goal. And they go, I want to tour 1,000 arenas. But that's not how you plan an MTP, is it?
No, not at all. Because again, you guys watching this, you'll know that's an example of a bad MTP. Why? Because it's an end goal. It's something after you've done 1,000 arenas, yes, your massively transformative purpose, your big reason why is done. You've done your why. So now you've got nothing else. Obviously, there's nothing stopping you from changing and evolving this over time. But actually, to cover what you've just asked, how do you set an MTP? And it's quite simply, get clear on what it is that you want to do. What do you think your role is, for lack of a better description? What do you think your role is in the bigger picture? For example, let's break down ours at TSM. We've given a date on ours because we want to just make sure that we can hit that big MTP, which the reality is that ours is the delivery of the transformation, the transformational techniques and everything. By 2040, the 2040 there is quite simply, we need the quality of life done by that point so that we can chase the next best thing. so that we can serve you guys better. So I know that sounds, again, still very big. How do you write it? You get clear on what it is that you want in return. What do you want out of this? A rising tide lifts all the boats for us. So our job is to make you better so that we can be better and the industry can be better. In your own world, this might be something incredibly simple. And again, this could be something like, okay, I want to improve the quality of life that I have and for me and my family. I don't know, whatever the case may be. It's just finding out what you want the most and lining it up in such a way that your performance career will allow you to get there. Is this making sense?
Exactly. Without going too deep, it's basically you're identifying your purpose on this planet. And I know for some people, they're going to be like, I just wanted to come here to be inspired, and now you want to tell me the reason why I'm here. But ultimately, like when you can boil it down, it's like, I've been born, I'm going to die. We all come into the world the same as humans. We all exit the world the same as humans. It's the stuff in the middle that makes a difference. And when you can identify what you want to do, why you're here, and the things you want to achieve, at the end of your life, if you could fast forward and just kind of lay there, you'd be like, yeah, I done a bloody good job, didn't I? And then you die.
I love that you had to put that in there. But yes, for lack of a better approach, it's quite simply, what's your big life purpose in this case? And I want to give an example, like a real sort of tangible example that I've been thinking about for a little while. So, and it kind of relates a little bit to me. It's not my MTP. It's not one of the, I've got 3. It's not one of the ones that I want to do, but it's an example about reshaping passion. So perhaps your MTP is to change the lives of every audience member that you perform for. Now you can get clearer in terms of how do you want to change their lives, and that then becomes a great MTP. But that as a foundation, you want to change the lives of every audience that you perform for. So what do you do next? Then you start setting your goals, the ones that you're going to be able to chase and tick box and then learn in the process. For example, it might be tour 1,000 venues or whatever the case may be. That's an example, because now you've got your audience. Now you've found, that's how I'm going to get in front of the people. What else do I need to do in order to be able to really change their lives? And then you can start working backwards. And this boils all the way down to, like, I mean, we personally do this from the MTP, the big MTP, to what we're going to do this year, then this quarter, then this month, then this week, then this day. And you don't need to go that far, but we found that it really sort of helps. So you can work out exactly what you need to do today to hit that MTP. So you never lose motivation, because everything is a stepping stone in the right direction without a cap on it, because you're learning and you're growing, and you can just skyrocket yourself all the way through your entertainment career.
Exactly. And a beautiful thing to end on, you guys, genuinely, if you do this, and it might seem strange, but you might suddenly realize that your MTP, the thing you want to achieve, the thing you want to do on this planet in your time here, it might not even be through a performance. It might not even be through a stage show or doing close-up at weddings. You might reassess your entire life in general and think, I'm wasting my time during weddings. I need to be doing corporate speaking. Or you might even go, magic? Really, that's just a hobby. I want to help XYZ. And it's something completely different, and you form your business to do with that. You've got your passion, you've got your drive. That's your business, a thing that you want to do, and you're so passionate about it, you never lose motivation. And then your magic, the thing that you do now, just becomes a paid for hobby. That could very well happen for people.
Well, your magic career could literally just become a goal in the way to your MTP. As you've said, it can be one of those checkbox exercises. And you take this in any way that you like. This is important. It's such a really deep, and we're not expecting you to basically finish watching this and be like, yes, I know my life purpose. This can take days, weeks, months. Heck, this can even take years to find out for some people. But honestly, the biggest driver for us is to just get something down as soon as you possibly can, and then start trying to achieve that, because it's better to chase something that's in the wrong direction than to chase nothing at all.
There we go. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to end on, I think, there. And just to very quickly recap, and correct me if I've said anything wrong here, Aidan, But in short, do what you like, do what's most important for you, do what you enjoy. All the other crap, pardon my French, sorry for all the children watching, all the other crap, give it to someone else. They can do that. If you don't enjoy it, you don't want to do it, please palm it off to someone else if you can, if it's financially viable. Or that could be a goal, find a way to make it financially viable, right? So that you're only doing the things you enjoy. But before all else, find the reason you're on this planet. Find your drive, find the big overriding MTP that you can look at and go, this is the reason why I'm here. And then every single thing you do will fall into place. Have I missed anything?
No, not at all. That's it. That is literally the easiest way. Limitless motivation can come from one of two ways. And we've just explored those very kind of surface level whilst going a little bit deep. But it is worth saying that if anybody here wants help and wants support with this, because this is tough. And again, there's a lot of life vision-y people that talk about this. I say life vision-y people. That's what I'm doing now. But there's a lot of people out there that are talking a sort of a big worldwide global thing. But if you really want to get clear in your entertainment business on this, then again, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help.
There we are. We're here with open arms. We've got you. Come to us, we look after you. So with that said, I hope you guys have really taken value from today's episode. It was great, obviously, to have you on the YouTube channel, Aidan, because it's wonderful just to see inside your brain, because honestly, you're doing an amazing job at Stop Existing. You're doing some incredible things on the Successful Mentalist blog, which actually links into one of the things which you might be talking about in a few weeks' time on the YouTube channel, but little secret for us now. Spoilers for you. Guys, genuinely, if you did enjoy this, make sure to subscribe to the Successful Mentalist YouTube channel. Give it a like. Let us know your comments. Let us know if there's any things we can help with. Either message us, drop a comment below. Do share it with your friends if you feel they are lacking motivation, because if we can help, we can inspire, and we can make people find their passion again, then this video has all been worthwhile at the end of the day. But I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, Aidan, and I'll see you guys soon.